Hello everybody, welcome to the ITK Soccer Show. It is the 12th of April 2017, joined by Dan and John. We're watching Bayern Munich against Real Madrid in the Champions League. How are you guys?
We're good, yeah.
Yeah, we're good. Good spirits.
Good spirits. So we'll talk about, I guess, all the news, and we'll have a look at the Premier League fixtures from last weekend, look forward to this weekend. And we'll talk about what we're watching tonight and what we saw last night. We'll start off with Champions League, I guess, and the Borussia Dortmund bus thing. It's crazy, isn't it? John, you were saying that there was a note found or whatever.
Yeah, there was a note found with which made them think that it was, the Islamic fundamentalist mental lads, like praise to Allah and all that sort of stuff. But another group released a statement saying this is a result of Dortmund not doing enough to kick out the racist Nazi fans.
So they think it was actually their own fans?
Not their own fans, but maybe their own fans for not doing that.
Or would it have been kind of left wing? Just
no, wait.
Anyone who puts a bomb to 3 bombs in a bush to try blow up a bus is not thinking right. So I don't think it was any sort of thing. But the bombs were pipe bombs with nails and stuff in them, and
wow,
and nails were found in headrests of the bus. So it could have been a lot worse.
The only injury is to Batra, right?
Yeah, but if you see the picture
in
picture of him, one arm's completely casted up and the other arm has bandages on it. So
it's pretty bad.
I thought it was mental that they played today. I understand football and money and all that sort of stuff, but we know the result now. It was 3-2 to Monaco. I think it was 3-2 That's probably Dortmund out. That's 3 away goals. Monaco's defense isn't great, so maybe Dortmund could get it back.
That game isn't over. Those two will score loads.
Yeah, no, but I just think that mentally that does.
Yeah. Well, you look at a lot of things didn't Heysel go ahead? Didn't it?
Heysel shouldn't. Heysel
penalty.
Penalty.
But Heysel went ahead when it shouldn't have. An experience that wasn't that it, but the Leeds Galatasaray, the 2 fans got stabbed that day. UEFA made the match go ahead. All these outrageous decisions.
That's true. Well, the fans thing, is sort of different because it involves the players. The players thing got bombed. I know the players for Hersey stopped as well. But yeah, you're right. These matches just shouldn't go ahead.
All these incidents, it should just be just stop it.
I really would be fascinated to find out who actually did it.
I'm sure it'll come out, but I think
it was me.
That's not a handball. That's a terrible decision.
Joke about it yet. Hold on.
It was a definite handball.
Ribery was having a laugh in the Madrid.
He puts his arm down.
Yeah,
but it could have been going in.
It comes off his shoulder.
It was legitimately kicked at his arm as it was going down.
No way is that a penalty.
Vidal is looking for his brace here. We're 45 minutes into the game. You'll know the result by the time you hear this show, but Vidal scored a super header.
I just thought, do you remember the time Vidal got caught for drink driving and said, if you arrest me, we won't win the...
He got away with it.
Yeah, well...
in Chile, right?
Yeah, Chile, yeah. And
did they getting pissed 3 days before the final.
It's Vidal. He's a great man.
That's like Pirlo playing FIFA and then, played FIFA in the afternoon and won the World Cup later that night. Do you remember that in his book?
Yeah.
Right. He's got run repair to it now.
I think he's certainly scoring, my friends.
Oh, what a terrible penalty.
Certainly scoring. The ball hasn't landed while you're listening to this podcast.
Must have been on the gargle again.
My God.
Wow.
Jesus Christ. Madrid are getting away with it.
Why would you not let beautiful Xabi Alonso take it against his whole team?
Yeah.
Yeah, Alonso should be
Muller even.
Why isn't Muller taking it?
Muller's missed some big penalties.
The ref's going to blow for half time now as well, so that's terrible for Munich.
Bayern would have been nearly worth it 2-0, and Madrid have been terrible in this match. Yeah. They hit the bar with that header, but that was...
Do you think Arsenal would have done better in this tie if they'd beaten Bayern? If they'd overhauled that 8-goal deficit?
No.
No, why?
Just wondering. It's a football podcast, football questions.
Yeah, it's a fair football question. I think if this was at the Emirates, I don't think it'd be 1-0 to Arsenal.
Another Arsenal question. Is Oxlade-Chamberlain with 1 year left in his contract, worth 35 million that Arsenal are asking Liverpool for?
Or not, are they?
Yeah.
Have Liverpool, they've been linked with
they were after him last year, weren't they? Him and Walcott for a few years.
Have they been... Has significant bid been made?
Yeah, well, we've obviously gone in because that's where the stories are coming from, and I do think he's the sort of player. I think he's a bit of a Daniel Sturridge, except I think he gets injured a lot. But I think he'd fit into the team.
Wait, you think he's Daniel Sturridge, but he gets injured a lot?
No, I mean he plays more, but also does get injured a lot.
I think though as well, a lot of those Arsenal injuries though are due to the training and the coaches, and whether they've been train day to day because.
I don't disagree with you, but I don't
Wiltshire
think
hasn't picked up one injury since he's gone to
But
Bournemouth, and he's playing 90 minutes every
Could you,
week.
say,
You know.
could you say the same about Liverpool's injuries this year?
Yeah, but like I can't see Arsene Wenger's training being tougher than Jurgen Klopp's at this point.
No, exactly.
Especially with the team of son-in-laws as they are.
And I do think that Liverpool have had a shit ton of injuries this year, and all Liverpool players have talked about the fact that it's double training.
Well, I do think there's that, but I do think they've probably had the same amount of injuries as everyone else. It's just Liverpool only have 11 players.
That's a very good
So
point.
it just seems a lot worse.
Let's backtrack to last night. Obviously, the Dortmund-Monaco game we just talked about, that was scheduled for last night. But we had Juve making Barca require another huge home comeback. They lost 3-0.
It's an easier one than last time, though, in theory. Less goals.
Less goals,
Yeah,
but
better
it's
defence and
yeah.
not a French team that'll fold amongst themselves.
Me and Dan were talking about this earlier, and we were saying if Juve decide to play all three of their super duper defenders, and
I think that's the way to go.
Yeah, I think Juve have gone through.
I think so too.
I thought Juve would beat them anyway. To start when the draw was made.
Really, Dan?
I did.
I think he did. Say
I did.
Okay.
In fact, I said Juventus. Them and Atletico Madrid are two teams no one will want to play. And that's because they
Did you
can
not put
defend.
Dortmund in that group as well?
I think they'll be very. I think Dortmund are so unpredictable that you don't know what they're going to do. Like they not great at the back, but then they're so mad going forward. They're like a gambler betting the last chips, just throwing everything on the table. That's what Dortmund are.
They're like a gambler throwing the last chips on the table.
Yeah, just throw it all in there.
Dan, the gambler in the group here, just
Yeah.
That's it, yeah.
Let's talk
throwing
about
all their chips on the table and saying checkmate and calling and saying king me and just.
what is the
Yahtzee.
story with Atletico and Leicester at the moment.
It was 1-0 last time I checked.
And it was a penalty to Griezmann.
It's probably like the worst tie Leicester probably could have got. You know what I mean? Like they could have gone mental with like Real Madrid or something, but like Atletico were just so boring and just them or Juventus just like 1-0. That is all.
The appointment of Tony Adams.
Yeah, what like
Let's.
Do you see his signings?
Okay, we talk about his press conference first or his signings.
What, the big green suit? The Neil Marshall suits.
I can not be held responsible for that.
You wore a gold suit the last time I saw you.
Yeah, that's a gold suit. Tony Adams doesn't wear a gold suit.
You wore a grass-coloured suit just to make sure the players knew what they were playing on. They play Real Madrid this weekend.
That's a thinking man's manager. So he's taking over Getafe, yeah?
no Granada.
Granada.
Getafe.
Oh, sorry.
ITV, man.
He's taking over. He's fucking taking over the ITV. He'll have Dev playing up front with Norris in goal.
That's Rio Coker and Jermaine Pennant.
No, it's Kieran Richardson.
Oh, Kieran Rich, that's much worse. Jermaine Pennant will come later.
He didn't sign Jermaine Pennant.
No,
it's coming.
Kieran Richardson, who actually has a few English caps, and Rio Coker,
Did he
who
not
was
say
supposed to be the
something-
new Roy Keane.
Did he not say something mental in his press
Well, look,
conference as well?
first of all, this man, like a lot of, I've heard Arsenal fans throughout the years go, "Oh yeah, he'd be great to have in the coaching team." It's like this man came in and managed Portsmouth for 3 months, had one of the lowest win percent ratios in the Premier
He
League.
was one of the worst. I think
Nearly got them relegated. Paul Hart came in and kept them up. Started the rot of what happened.
Sorry, hold on.
Of
What are you
course
doing
not.
over there? How are you supposed to do that by miming? Just higher or lower? So there's an active game of play your cards right going on while we're doing the podcast.
Sure,
We'll
yeah.
keep you updated on the scores. Go ahead, John. Or Dan. One of you.
Dan
I don't
was
care.
talking.
Yeah, so yeah, Tony Adams, maybe
I
he's
don't
found
think
his
they
level
stayed.
at Granada, but
I don't think they stayed up that year, Dan. I think that was
no,
a really
they
bad
did.
year.
Paul Hart, he got sacked, and that was the year Dossena played up front against Portsmouth.
Oh,
And
yeah, right.
Paul Hart came in, capped them up, and then they went down under Avon Grant the next year. But then he was manager of, was it Wycombe Wanderers? I think he got them relegated. He was sacked by them as well. Like his record, like he's a shocking manager, and I'm very distracted here.
So if Adams was the head of Granada and had ITV under his iron fist, who would be the head of the Beeb? What manager would be the head of the Beeb?
Well, they're much better outfit.
They're a much better outfit. It had to be an English manager, I think.
Sol Campbell.
No.
No.
Sol Campbell's not head of the Beeb.
He is. It's very.
Be an older lad as well.
You think?
Yeah.
Well,
Sir Bobby Robson.
Joe Royal or something.
He's dead.
He's dead. Who'd be the head of TV5?
Channel 5.
Channel 5.
Pulis.
Jamie Vardy.
Pulis is the answer.
Pulis.
Channel 4 has Eurotrash, so I'll go with Avram Grant.
No, I'd go
Sven Goran Eriksson.
Ericsson, yeah.
I'd
you
say
get Ericsson
Ericsson
in the
is a
quiz
Channel
last
5
night,
Of
by the way?
course I did.
Yeah.
What about Dave? See, Pardew could be Dave.
Oh, that's Pardew. That's definitely Pardew.
No, that's Allardyce.
Oh, he's
Pardew.
pimped us. It's Allardyce.
Pardew.
It is
There's
Allardyce.
a video of Allardyce dancing to Rihanna. Pardiola is just the worst. He's those like adult channels you get when you get those dodgy
Yeah, he'd be
boxes.
Babe Station.
He's
wouldn't
Babe Station.
Pardew's Babe
Radio
Station.
Telfie Sharon.
Yeah, he just gets excited a bit early and celebrates a bit.
Jimmy McGee.
Kenny Cunningham.
I'd have to go with McGee as TG Caher. TV3,
TV3.
Staunton.
Eamon Dunphy.
Staunton.
Dunphy. See, yeah, because TV3 gave Dunphy his own show, so we'd go with Dunphy.
Then he got sacked, didn't he?
Of course he did. He made like 5 episodes in. He was drunker than Shane McGowan when he had him on.
He was sacked from Newstalk as well, wasn't he?
What a
That's-
drinking competition.
Yeah,
I think that drinking competition would go on for days.
it would go on for days.
Did you ever hear Dunphy's and was it Vinnie Brown's thing on Newstalk? That was very funny.
What was
Two of them
the,
ripping the
what
piss
was
out
the
of everyone.
tagline for News Talk when it started and Dunphy was like one of their main signings? It was not Who's Listening Now.
Yeah.
I used to know the
It
quote.
was like 2004, wasn't it?
Yeah, because one of our mutual friends was in his downstairs bathroom, and when you sit on the toilet across was a mural of Dunphy's
Was it fake
poster
hands?
for News
Not
Talk,
fake
and it was
hands.
just
Nah,
him looking
that's
at you.
in the bowl.
Hold on now. No, getting it too inside baseball now. But there was some sort of tagline there. Anyway, we'll move on. Any other stations you'd like to talk about?
Let's go for Sky Sports.
Harry Redknapp.
Harry Redknapp's good with all the bookies
BT?
and the nonsense that they talk.
BT?
Like,
Yeah.
Skyler the beast.
BT.
BT's the fancy man, sort of.
Young up and comer.
Like maybe like Jamie Redknapp or something like, you know, Spice
just,
Boys.
just have
Trying to
do-
undercut his dad.
Spice Boys type suit, yeah.
Spice Boys. But anyway, this Tony is the Tony Adams thing more or less baffling than Gary Neville?
Oh no, the Gary Neville thing is most baffling because like at least Adams he's failed, but like
At least he's tried.
he's actually been a manager before. Not
Okay.
very good, but Neville and also Granada are arguably like they're probably the worst Spanish team I've ever seen. Like I don't know how even they're second bottom. Like they're second bottom, but they're the worst team in the league by far. And like if Valencia were still and are still our probably fourth, fifth biggest team in Spain, even though they're not league position, but they're still massive, massive club. You know what I mean? There's a bit of a
The,
difference in
I'm
Granada
not
and
sure,
Valencia.
not sure if you guys remember this, but remember when Big Brother was in its heyday and they released like a couple of weeks before
when
it's-
Gordon Strachan was narrating.
No, that's
That was him.
But
Like-
anyway, one of the
The
terrible
man was a Geordie doing it.
yeah, one of the
T3 in the Big
No,
Brother house.
There was also Scotch.
prob-
Now maybe Gordon does it now.
but they put up this thing. One of the people going into this house is cousins to a Man United footballer. So like, oh, who could it be? Anyway, she would turn out to be the cousin of Kieran Richardson. Anyway, there was a bit where they got some news from outside the house, and Kieran Richardson has moved from Manchester United to Sunderland. She had a big strap going. There's no way he'd do that. That's such a step down. Yeah, he did. Yeah.
I did. There has been somebody, a suspected Islamic extremist, arrested for the Dortmund thing. So we can rule out theory number 2. It looks like that the police are thinking it's theory number 1. We'll backtrack to...
We knew we actually didn't talk about the match last night at all, by the way.
Sorry?
We just started talking about Tony Adams on television stations.
Okay,
Okay, let's
well,
talk about Juventus Barcelona.
okay.
Which was it was a great match.
Did you guys notice that there's like the Luis Suarez bites people that he can't play against, like Chiellini and Ivanovic,
Yeah.
and Senderos, who he didn't bite, but he didn't play well against.
No, yeah, and any player who like gives him a
Gives
tough
him-
time,
so
he loses the plot and bites
He
them.
was really bad yesterday.
Yeah, he was pretty bad. Buffon made
I think that
2
was
incredible
was that the
saves.
Oh no, was that the first time they played against each other since the bite? I think it was.
100%.
Yeah, it was
Yeah,
because
'cause Chiellini was out of the Champions League final, wasn't he?
Yeah, they made a big deal about the them saying hi to each other and stuff for the first time.
I didn't watch the pre. Jeez,
Well, they
Suarez
did.
does a lot of that with people like Evra, Rio Ferdinand, Chiellini, Ivanovic.
Well, the Ever one.
They're
didn't work
piling
out
up all these
well. Didn't
people.
shake
Like,
his hand and then Ever double cuddied. It was a great day for Patrice Ever.
Vidal did a cuddy, by the way.
Like 90%
Stop
of people
talking
who
over
listen,
people's heads, yeah.
yeah, 90% of the people who listen to this know what a cuddy is.
90%.
Well, there's like one person. And
you
most of the time,
Okay,
I can't tell the story of it.
no, I'm not asking you to. All right, what we'll do is we'll talk about the... we're not going to say anything else about Barca Juve. We keep going away from it. There were 2 great saves by Buffon. That's what kept them in the game. They're probably going to win if they play defensively in the new camp. I think that's it, really.
Do you see, like, people were giving out about Chiellini's header, and it's just like Mascherano marking him. It's like, well, you could have put all the money in the world if Juventus scoring a set piece. It's the smallest team, that Barcelona team.
Yeah.
It was a great header though.
Well,
It was really nice.
yeah, well, it was like you know they're
Not as
they
good as
did have
Vidal's, no.
PK, Mathieu, and Umtiti out. Busquets was a loss for set pieces, like because he does have a bit of height.
I was gonna.
Well,
wonder
he
when
does because there's 4 people over 6 foot.
No, I was just wondering when you were going to bring him up. I thought that would be your first point of contention, just to battle me. The only reason they lost is because of the lack of Busquets.
I never said that.
Well, I do think that
They would have been a bit better him and Mascherano.
might have been a
there.
bit of a tie,
Yeah.
a closer game.
Diablo, the idea of him going to, or Dybala, the idea of him going to Barca anyway.
He's something else, isn't he?
He's great.
It's not as good as Jesse Lingard, but he definitely.
Why are we
earns
bringing
the-
up Jesse Lingard?
Oh, just because Dan is, he's becoming like one of those, eggs on Twitter, just that bad mouths United. all
I'm
the
just
time.
an egg on
It's like,
Twitter.
yeah, can you-
without a face and a
Dan's
profile.
actually going to revert back to being an egg.
Yeah,
just to give
exactly. It's
himself-
just his opinions.
Niall
are-
O'Byrne
his
was an
opi-
egg for a
yeah,
long
his-
time
his,
on Twitter.
His opinions are going. Well, he's just a picture of Jurgen Klopp. He's as bad as the rest of them. But Dan's opinions about Man United are just so unreasonable at this point that he's just he's gonna go back to the egg. But yeah.
How unreasonable?
I know people who've muted him because it's just every United
Really?
game. Every United game is just outrageous.
What's the
That's
most outrageous or unreasonable thing he
Well,
said that you wouldn't agree with?
it. Just
Jesse Lingard's on more
like,
money
no matter
than...
what, they're,
Than
they're,
Dybala,
they're,
yeah,
they're
that's-
constantly no tweet doesn't have the word scum in it. No.
Yeah.
We'll leave it there. Okay, let's backtrack.
Look, you've only got a maximum amount of characters. They say Manchester United Football Club. We call them
Scum's fairly short.
Scum. You can fill more.
MUFC is also same letters.
Nah, that could be
He
anyone.
has you there, mate.
Could be anyone.
He
Could
has
be
you by the
anyone.
boolies. He has you by the eggs.
The-
All right.
No, the battle was great. Lovely Orwin.
I thought you were going to say a lovely Irwin.
Irwin.
Tribute to
Lovely
Dennis.
Irwin.
Okay. Right, we'll talk about Premier League from last week. We'll go backwards. We'll do Monday first because that's probably the match we're going to talk most about. Crystal Palace. See how drunk I sounded there? Crystal
It's a
Palace
two-borg, mate.
versus... It doesn't work.
How many you have? Almost one.
Almost. Tuborg versus...
That's what this match was.
It was Tuborg versus Crystal Palace.
Yeah, Arsenal. You think of this like it's like your friend goes, I have these lovely European cultured beers in the fridge. You're like,
IPAs.
yeah, I can't wait, and they offer you like a Tuborg. Like that's what Arsenal showed up as, some terrible beer
Did anyone see the clip
against
of Granit
good,
Xhaka?
against good old British ale, like the absolute.
Holston Pills or something?
Yeah, exactly.
Fair.
It's very cultured shout.
Saka was great.
Did you see the clip of
Just wanna say
Xhaka?
that.
He's like a drunk man.
Oh, Xhaka was
Like
just the worst.
he had the ball like so many times. He kicked out a play a few times. Simple 10-yard passes, giving it straight to the other opposition.
Yeah. There was
Then
a
he
couple of
ran
people-
over, fell over once, and fell over again.
Do you think he's the type of player that's used to playing for teams that don't have a lot of the ball? Like you play him in, maybe not even like counter-attacking
Well,
teams,
no,
like
I've
used to
seen-
winning the ball back.
Like, I've-
Surely
Because
had more
they
red
had what
cards.
did they have, like 72% possession? Wasn't that like we're in
Well,
Palace the first team
I
to ever win a
actually-
game 3-0 with only 28%?
I actually thought he was going to be a good sign for them because I've seen him play. He's a very good passer to the ball, and I thought that maybe he could step into kind of where Santi Cazorla was kind of like, he's out of contract at the end of the season, a lot of injuries last 2 seasons. I think maybe he could kind of step more into that kind of running the game, dictating game from deep line playmaker. But jeez, 30 like Kante was 3 million cheaper.
Hasn't this just been the
That's the
thing though?
stat.
Like since 2010, like with Arsenal, it's like they just need a world class player and they sign Ozil. Well, they just need a goal scorer. Oh, they sign Sanchez. Oh, they just need a goalkeeper. They sign Czech.
Check.
Just need a good DM.
Then they
Xhaka,
signed Mustafi and sort of.
and they have
like,
them all, and it's just
Well,
like
that's it. Like the whole, like the thing with Wenger, like they're saying, there's rumors now they're actually going to completely open the checkbook next summer. True it is
Like,
not,
what?
but like
He's
they
had
have
everything. They've bought everything
Like,
they
they
need.
have
Yeah.
bought players like the Xhaka thing hasn't worked out. Mustafi was a really good centre half up until Christmas, and he got injured. I don't know what in God's name has happened to him since he's come back.
There was more actually than one person last night on Arsenal
And
Fan
Bellerin
TV
as well.
who said that Charlie Adams is a better player than Xhaka.
that's outrageous.
Wow,
Yeah.
Can I see his
Charlie Adams,
miss
the
on
golfer.
Saturday?
He bet he
Might
loved
as
the
well be.
Masters last week.
Okay. Just had to get a Masters thing in there.
Did.
Okay, like obviously the speculation is the speculation. Like this is going to have some sort of bearing on the announcement that they've been delaying for 3 weeks. But in
There was
brass
rumors
tacks,
there's rumors they tried to contact some guy, but apparently it's just his agents using that to get the Barcelona job.
The manager, is it? Or?
Yeah, the Spanish guy. I can't remember.
Is it Valverde?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's with Bilbao.
Okay,
He's a front runner for
if they
Barca,
lose to Middlesbrough next Monday,
They can't.
if they lose
they-
to Middlesbrough next Monday,
Middlesbrough
No,
are the
just
worst.
listen.
It's just like 1 goal in like 10 games.
okay, if they lose, let's say in the next 3 games, like a 3-0, is it over? Like
They
what?
won't lose 3-0 to
What
Middlesbrough.
else has to happen before the end of the season for him to actually go before the end of the season?
I think if they finish 7th.
No, before the end of the season.
Are they still
like-
in the FA Cup?
Yeah, they've got City.
Oh, City.
Could they lose every game between now and the end of the year, and he still won't be sacked until the end of the?
I don't think he'll be sacked until.
I think he'll be there because I think if he was going to go,
You don't think he's staying though?
I think they would have.
no, I think he's going to stay. Yeah,
yeah,
Jesus
that's
Christ.
what I
And
mean.
I
I think
think-
if he was going, they would have made the
Yeah.
announcement already.
I
and
think
just
that
would
as
have
well
enjoyed
that they would have
Oh,
done.
I don't. I think they'd keep it until the summer.
No, I think they'd tell the people so it would lay off the bad PR for the club that they're having at the moment, and it would give people.
So it would just become the Wenger retirement tour rather than
Sure.
we're trying to get 4th.
And I think
suppose.
as well that what they do is like they obviously are having contingency plans looking for a successor. Like they are doing that in terms of like there was strong rumors they were linked with Guardiola last year as in trying to get him on a pre-contract in 2 years' time, sort of thing when Wenger's contract was to be gone.
But do you not think that these are just stories that are released so Guardiola's people can get more money out of Man City?
Well, yeah, that's what happens. Like people play feelers to the clubs. Well, I'm talking to them. He's not going to go there, but he's just looking for more money. But no, I that's a possibility. But I'd like to think that Arsenal have had some sort of contingency plan because they can't. Like I'm sure Man United. Well, so Ferguson kind of caught them off guard really by saying he was leaving because there was no hint of that at all that he was going in 2013. Like he just
Not
came
really.
out and said one day, "Yeah, I'm."
Yeah, he just read that team and right, good luck.
But he literally
Yeah.
did. He just goes, "Yeah, I'm gone."
Zidane never had
But I
pace.
think that the Arsenal are worried about Sanchez and Ozil leaving.
Yeah.
That they're willing to keep Wenger because of that.
Okay.
Sanchez will stay. Sorry,
I think he'll stay more than Ozil will.
If Sacco keeps this up, is there a chance he could be welcomed back with open arms to Liverpool Football
I don't
Club?
think so. I think that Klopp is a very
He's made his mind up.
Is he
He's made
stubborn,
his mind
Git?
Klopp.
It
yeah.
was a lot to handle in 2 months for any manager, I'll say that.
I think there's a lot going on. I think Sacco definitely took something that he wasn't supposed to. I know he got away with it with a technicality. I know he's had a couple of good games with Palace,
That's for some
and I think Palace are a bit more defensive.
If they have a better defensive coach than Liverpool do,
He's great.
then
Though.
Allardyce,
Let's
he
not
will-
discount how great he is.
Allardyce will
No.
organise the defence better than Klopp
No
would.
doubt he does, and you'll get more protection
Yeah,
as a
absolutely,
Crystal
yeah,
Palace
yeah.
defender than you will with a Liverpool defender.
He's still great though.
He is, but I honestly do think he's a bit headless. I've seen his Twitter. I've seen him drive like
That
100
Matuidi
miles an
thing.
hour down the road in Paris and stop in traffic to say hi to his friend Matuidi and stuff. I've seen him feed a giraffe a branch with his mouth. I've seen him
These are all nice things.
Oh,
Say
no,
hi
I
to
He
don't-
your-
reminds
I
me
just
of a
think he's a
tamer
mental.
Balotelli kind of. I
Did
don't
you
know.
see
if that's-
Did you see Balotelli, by the
Please.
way?
Go on, no.
He scored a goal there for Nice there, second in the French league, but he was going
airport.
straight to the airport and
so
had to go
funny.
through security, as we all do. And so some of us are a bit panicked going through airport security, like we could have no metal on us, but we're like, oh, we
Still.
could get the old not Mario Balotelli does the old
The knee slide.
knee slide through it,
Knee slide through it.
and knee
Remember
slide
the
through
Mourinho
airport.
with the knee slide
Yeah.
through the thing?
Did it go off?
No,
And like the guys looking at him like, what are you doing?
no jewellery at all. Fair play to him.
Let's go back to Sunday. Everton and Sunderland. Davies scored in the first minute, and didn't Davies
Oh,
score?
was Everton?
Oh.
Yeah. Oh. Woo! Best player in the world. So beautiful.
Where did that come from?
I haven't been watching.
That's
Trying
all
to keep the show on the road, lads. Okay. So Ronaldo goal. Everton and Leicester. Let's go back to that.
The
So
first 10 minutes of this match was absolutely mental.
it was absolute madness. It was 2-1, wasn't it?
2-1 after
Yeah.
11 minutes.
Lukaku with another brace, going to definitely finish top scorer this year. I think it's fair to say.
Well, Harry Kane's back from injury now. I'm probably playing for the most informed team in the league, so.
Okay.
But yeah, it's probably. the
So
back.
Leicester finishing in the top, in the bottom 10.
They're kind of in a where are they now?
I'd note no.
They're probably 11th or somewhere. Are they? There's
Yeah.
there's a cluster of teams on like 35, 36 points. They're
It's
in there
actually
somewhere.
actually like the gaps, like it's a decent gap between Everton and everyone else, and then West Brom have
West Brom are kind of
West
themselves.
Brom are in the, like no man's land. I think like
They're
they
41
have
points up,
have their own island. Then Southampton are a bit below them, also have their own island, and then every other team below them can still get like.
There's like Stoke,
I get it.
Bournemouth, Leicester,
Like this weekend, like we'll talk about it more, but like a lot of teams got points to like maybe like probably make sure they're safe from relegation because it looks like there's only one space left.
It's between Swansea and Hull.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. But like Palace and West Ham both got 3 points that looks like they're both safe. Now,
What was Ronaldo's goal like? I completely.
It's just a cross in there by, I think it was Carvajal. It was a good finish.
So used his
It was
big
typical Ronaldo, like
metal head.
good in the box. Like no, it was a shot.
Okay. Anything else about Everton and Leicester?
Where do you-
Match.
where-
Both teams couldn't defend.
where do you think Lukaku will?
I think he could go to
Juve.
Man United.
No.
And I've said that
He's
before.
not
You saw me
going
down
to
twice.
United.
but-
With Ibra going to LA Galaxy, or because Mourinho's
If
Mourinho's not
if-
going to play 4-4-2.
If Ibrahimovic goes,
Not with those two as well.
he could go. If
Never.
PSG could be an option for him.
He's not going to United though, so
Back to Chelsea and Costa going.
possible.
There could be something in that contract. You don't know.
I don't think he's smart enough to play for Chelsea, but I think he can go there.
He definitely will be going after this match. He seemed to have a bit of a fall now with Ashley Williams and one or two players. Now, like when he scored, it reminded me of like when you score and you're 4-0 down,
Yeah,
and you score with 5 minutes to go,
yeah.
and you've no celebration. You can just stand there. I was like,
Yeah.
ugh. Like they went 2-1 up or back to 2-2, and he didn't even crack a smile. Like it was just.
Yeah.
It's weird. So he definitely doesn't want to be there anymore.
Ross
But
Barkley.
Everton could make a really good. And Barkley, how he hasn't been sent off this season.
Barkley could be. Barkley had a good night of
We
celebrating.
mentioned that now, yeah.
Well, I don't see why not.
So what did the guy, or what did he say to the guy that provoked the
Like Phil
attack?
Collins.
There,
It was about Phil Collins. again,
like
of
the
course,
story is that Barkley was talking to his girlfriend.
Ah,
And your man went up going, and then obviously he must, like, I don't know if
He's
he
like,
said something
"I'm
or
Ross Barkley."
just drinking, punches get thrown, but he absolutely got flattened. And
John talking like a true Merseyside lout. He'd been there, done that.
I love my nights at Newcastle. I've just hung out with, a certain relative too many times that I know how, like, drunken debacles happen.
We're in here.
So, okay, yeah, the Barkley thing is it's rather
bad touch.
unfortunate if it wasn't his fault. But amazing that footage came out so quick.
Bit filthy, yeah.
Well,
Bit
like,
filthy, though.
he's got to be careful of Barkley. He seems like one of those guys. Like he's kind of. He still thinks he's probably about like 19 or something. Like he's been professional now for what? Like a well-known footballer since probably about 2013, 2012.
Yeah.
I know we didn't do
So
a
it's 5 years now.
We didn't do a show last week, but sooner or later someone's going to have to talk to Everton about playing Liverpool. Like haven't beat them. We haven't beat them away in almost 20 years.
I didn't see
like,
that game because
Yeah.
I was on holidays.
They were terrible.
But
Like
I couldn't believe you. I like it's going by the messages you had on a few Twitter reports and stuff. And when the message you sent Sean was like, "Watch the rematch again, the highlights again." Why are all these goals so easy? Like the goalkeeper Joel Robles, like they've got him and Stecklenburg. Like they might as well just bring back Tim Howard.
Everton,
it's not bad.
Everton fans were saying like they'd
You know?
have Robles instead of Mingale, and I brought it back.
No. Well, like Mignolet's
Mingale's
It's better.
proof, but it reminded me, and I said this in like our WhatsApp group of when United played Liverpool and it was 3-0, and Brad Jones was in goal, and like it's some of the easiest goals you'll ever see, and it's like one of those.
Dived out away from one of them.
It's one of those where if you ever like think a goalkeeper's job is easy or like don't realize what they do in reading the game, just watch the Everton Liverpool game and that just he was.
But Joe, he got caught out for all Brighton's goal.
Oh yeah, exactly. He's just. I don't think he's very good at reading where
He's
he
not
should
a
be.
very good goalkeeper. That's something like if Lukaku goes, they can get a goalkeeper. Maybe get a. Well, they'll obviously get another. Go for a striker or two. He's onside there, Muller.
He's so onside.
He's so onside, and he's true in goal.
They'll get rid of. But they might do something to Lukaku money. But
Can I say he was a great, cracking young player, and he reminds me of Steve McManaman. Like, is your man Davis?
Yeah.
He reminds me
More
of
of a
Steve McManaman.
more of a centre mid.
He's only 18.
Shay.
Well, no, McManaman finished as centre midfielder. No, but he's got that kind of dribbling, that kind of just raw street footballer kind of.
I'll
way.
run at you.
Yeah, but he's.
Definitely.
I think
He's great.
I think he's.
The first
he's-
time I
for
saw him
18,
was
he's
I
great.
saw his debut. Do you remember he scored
Man
his
City
debut?
game.
Yeah.
Man City game. Yeah.
Yeah, he was great.
But I think he's been. I think he's really
Debut.
good player. Yeah.
United and Sunderland.
Oh, just sorry. One last thing. Jagielka and Coleman went up to Donegal there to see Coleman, which I thought was a
Coleman and Jagielka.
Coleman didn't go see Coleman. Back to the
Koeman.
Future
Could
Coleman.
have been Chris Coleman.
Coleman.
Cumin.
It's all the same, isn't it?
Cuban.
Coleman is good news in Coleman. Actually, they said there's some physio or doctor saying it's like the way if he can stay on course, that hopefully by just after Christmas next year. Well,
That's incredible.
so 9
Christmas
months.
this year, I presume.
This year, sorry, yeah. So
Okay.
so that'd be great because if we do get it to the World Cup, he'll have a few months under his belt. So he'll have his pre-season out of the way and then go to play with Ireland. So.
So you guys see
And you have Cyrus
sorry.
playing right back.
Sorry, Neil, I know you want to move on, but if
No, I'm fine.
if football survives the next 2 World Cups, the one after that in 10 years, that's
What's something like the States, is it?
the USA, Mexico, and Canada sharing
Yes.
it. What a trip that would be.
Is that how can the 3 countries share it?
The same way Europe can share it.
Same Europe, sure, 16 European things.
Yeah,
are
but
sharing
Europe
it,
is
sure.
not as big as Canada, Mexico, and the States. That is massive.
It all depends where. Like if they're doing Toronto and they're doing
Toronto and New York.
And they're
yeah,
doing,
that's
like,
fine.
North-
Well,
Mexico,
I think
you're
basically
fine.
what's happening is Asia and Europe can't have it.
Yeah.
And so it's Antarctica.
And it's
or
not
the-
going
or
back to
those
Africa
three,
ever
and
again.
I'm guessing United States don't want.
Imagine they did it
Yeah,
down under. Yeah, that'd be fun, wouldn't it?
It
Tim
wouldn't because
Cahill.
we'd be.
Be
Well, actually, we'd be scooped all night because you have to watch the games with the night.
It'd be
but,
terrible in terms of viewing.
like, yeah.
And moving on, Sunderland and United 3-0. The Ballad of Luke Shaw. So what do we have to say about
What's
this?
going on there?
I don't know. He was
Like,
going to be subbed off at half
David
time.
Moyes is just like a Radiohead album. On
Oh, we
repeat.
never talked about David Moyes and the slap and the woman.
Oh yeah, was that was?
Yeah, he said it last week. But
I know he said it, and I know it's like.
look, I've heard worse things.
there's been worse things
doesn't mean
said.
it's
I
not
understand it,
terrible,
but like he should have been sacked because he's an awful
Yeah,
manager.
I
He's-
think they should have sacked him and used that as an excuse and not paid him off.
That would have been great.
he brought.
And I was actually expecting that because I'd say he's on.
Has anybody here heard the audio? Can I actually just
Yeah,
ask
I've heard the
honestly?
audio.
Okay. So
It's-
you heard how
it's-
awkward she was laughing and how uncomfortable it was.
Well, I've heard
Yeah.
David Coulthard, the F1 driver, talk about. There was a woman interviewing him who worked for Granada and Tony Adams.
yeah.
At the time, it was about 10 years ago at least, I'd say, and he's saying, "Oh, the vibrations on the car makes it's so hard to keep control of it, and one kind of swerve out and you can lose it." And he's like, and she's like, "Oh, how sensitive is the car when you're driving at that speed?" And he goes, "Oh, well, if I was playing with your nipples, how sensitive would that be?"
When did he say this?
He said it in like I say 2005, 6, I'd say.
It was a
He
different
said
time.
something around those lines. I remember listening to it live. Oh, what a
That's quite disgusting.
But I remember hearing that and I was like, what? And the interview just kind of ended. She goes, "Oh, thanks, David," and that was it. Like it was.
Yeah, there's
But
the
like
thing
that,
as
no
well.
one remembers. I remember.
Not to,
like,
not to overstate the point about David Moyes, but even in the press conference, he kept referring to her as a girl, kept saying, "I apologize to the girl," blah 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 blah. And then there was and obviously the Irish women's football team fiasco as well. It's happened since your last show. It's
God, John Delaney came in on this white horse to save everything.
it's literally 100 years behind for women in football. Do you know how long the FA had banned women's football? Do you know what year it became legal again?
FAI or the FA?
The FA. Do you know what year it became legal to have women's leagues recognised by the FA again?
What year did Bend It Like Beckham come out?
It was before that. It was 1970. Isn't that insane? Yeah, there's a terrible problem there, and David Moyes is a cunt. All right.
Well-
But he brought his team to New York. They went to an ice hockey game. I think they went to a show, and they haven't scored a goal since. Jermaine Defoe has scored
Did they
more.
also, when they were in New York, did they also see the Harlem Globetrotters and disprove it like Pirlo? Or
I think they did. Yeah. Jermaine Defoe has scored more goals for England this year than he has for Sunderland.
that's incredible.
They're atrocious.
They're not Aston
they can't-
Villa.
they can't
They're not
even-
Aston Villa atrocious.
They
but they're
can't.
very
They can't
bad.
even get a point against Manchester United, and everyone does that.
Talk about United and talk about Luke Shaw.
I don't know what's happening to Luke Shaw, but
Luke Shaw's brain.
Mourinho said, "Oh yeah, he was playing with my brain." I don't understand what's going on.
He said Luke Shaw's body and my brain.
Second captain's
I don't
captain's
understand
described it perfectly as so Luke Shaw is just crying from the Teenage Mutant Ninja
That's so
Turtles,
great.
just with Mourinho's brain in his
No,
in his big fat belly.
Mourinho was
and,
crying, and Luke Shaw's crying's vessel.
absolutely, yeah,
There
that
you
was
go.
basically it.
But I tell you, I've never seen a game where I was more bored watching a 3-0 win, and like when United were terrible, like they were not good.
I cannot
They were
believe.
not good.
I cannot believe that people, United fans, are believing all this shit that Mourinho says. Like this is the second year in a row where Mourinho has completely
This
lost
undefeated
it.
stuff.
Well,
Can't win a game.
they're undefeated
It's
since-
literally a year ago. He goes, "I'd rather win 5 matches and
Yeah.
lose 5 matches. I'd get more points
Yes,
than if I
he's-
drew
yeah.
10." And this year it's like, well, at least we're not losing.
But like
Well,
Arsenal
you're
are still
a
ahead of
fool.
them, and Arsenal have won like until they beat West Ham there last Wednesday. So this day last week, they had only beaten 2 teams since February, and that was Sutton and Eastleigh, or no, Sutton and Lincoln. Sorry, in the cup.
Sutton Eastleigh sounds like a neighbour. You'd
Eastleigh
rather
was the other
forget.
team in the cup, but yeah, they beat Sutton and Lincoln. Two
very
teams since February they've won and they've lost
I
every
do
other
think
game.
there is that still that fear factor. Like I still think United will finish ahead of Liverpool this year.
Not happening, mate.
But I just,
John, really?
I just
Come on
think
now.
I just think they
That
will.
hasn't been on the cards since September.
They're
It's outrageous talk,
Yeah,
but
okay.
It's not outrageous talk.
games
Man
in
United
hand
have
and
not been a
it's
threat.
April.
Yeah, and I've been proven right.
And
They're
Liverpool,
nowhere
Liverpool
near the
have had
standard.
Very. We'll get to Liverpool.
Liverpool were fucking 5 points off Chelsea at New Year's Day or something.
Yes.
And Man United were about 20 off.
Ibrahimovic
Right.
scored again. This is the time of year where they inexplicably asked the Sky Sports pundits to pick their player of the year, even though there's like 6 games left. And Graham Souness picked
Yeah,
Ibra.
It's probably my third choice.
Do you think Ibra's going to stay?
Yeah, I think he'll stay. I think he wants to see another big player come in. I could see maybe they'll have a pop at Griezmann. I don't know if they'll get him this year.
I could easily see him going.
He's linked with Madrid now.
I could easily see.
Oh, no, he
who's
wouldn't-
linked with Madrid?
He wouldn't.
Griezmann.
He wouldn't go to Real Madrid.
Sure, he lives there.
Yeah, it's just across the road.
No, but seriously, I can see Ibra going. No problem at all.
Where?
Why do you want to play
Semi-
the Europa
semi-retire?
League 2 years in a row?
Wins 2 trophies.
Well, no, if
Semi-retired.
they win Europa
Semi-
League, he's in Champions League.
Sorry, that is very true. Play in the Europa League 2 years in a row.
They should win.
And they should win it. That's a good point.
Anderlecht and the remaining teams in that are really poor.
So like annoying.
Like, there's not
considering
even a
considering what Liverpool had to go through and lost in the Europa
Yeah,
League
like you
final.
guys last year beat Man United.
Villarreal,
Dortmund.
and then lost to Seville.
Like,
And
you have-
United have had like
You had 4 of the toughest teams in the competition.
Yeah.
You
The
know?
4 toughest teams in the competition.
Arguably, yeah.
I think you're right though, John, about Man United causing us not to be in the Champions League, but I think that's more. I still think we'll finish ahead of them.
No, well, if you win the Europa League, you just get a fifth.
So it's just
spot.
fifth.
But that,
Oh,
but no,
it's
but
only if Leicester win the
if
Champions
Leicester win the
Oh,
Champions,
yes.
So you want Leicester to
That's
go out.
right. Sorry, we did cover
League. But
that.
then again, we're ahead of Man City, so I don't know why I'm saying
Man City do have a
Man
game
City
in
have a
hand.
few games on you. I think
They have one game in hand, and it's against Manchester United. So one of them is dropping points with each other. They all have to
good
play
point.
each other. My only fear is that Stoke away was Liverpool's first. We'll probably move on to that next. Was Liverpool's first away win in 2017.
Fine, let's
So-
talk about that now. I want to just say something about the tactical astuteness of Jurgen Klopp. So basically, 3 of our best players, or one former great player, and our 2 best players, most consistent players, didn't have 45 minutes in them.
someone's off.
It's a red card for Martinez.
He got booked
Oh
about
my
3
God.
minutes ago as well.
That is he's only booked. Yeah, 2 minutes ago,
Yeah,
isn't
yeah.
he?
Bayern
Bayern
next
Munich
seven.
are literally trying to throw this game away. Missing a penalty and a red card. Like, what are they at?
So
Although
anyway,
Neuer's made 2 great saves. To be fair, like Real Madrid.
Well,
haven't.
first half. Second half now, Madrid much better. But
No, I mean like in the first half, like Benzema.
yeah,
was on-
touched them.
okay, so these guys couldn't play full 45, and obviously there's a tremendous amount of injuries. So Klopp played a new formation with Milner moving back
which
into.
he tried it. Sorry, I'm interrupting you a lot today. I feel very.
Oh,
Maybe it's
only
just-
today though.
Maybe it's just a chair. I'm in Dan's chair
a
today,
great-
and it's a full interruption chair.
It
I
is
the interrupting
feel like
chair.
why aren't people listening to me? Sorry.
That's the interrupting chair.
He tried it with the 5 at the back against Bournemouth, and it backfired loads on the Wednesday night. But I could see what he was trying to do. It was just atrocious to watch.
It was absolutely horrific to watch, but it paid off in the second half. Liverpool, basically the whole idea, I guess, was Liverpool not to concede and then to try and score in the second half when they had their good.
But you kept it 3
Coutinho
at the
and
back,
Firmino.
though.
Sorry.
You stayed 3 at the back.
Yeah, but the point is that
Yeah, we went more attacking.
we went far more attacking in terms of our
Well,
forward
But
shape.
Well,
to be
I thought
fair-
Mignolet was your best
To be
player.
fair,
Mignolet
Liverpool
played
should
great.
have had a penalty before the
Yeah,
Stoke goal.
sure.
Like,
No one said this.
But
Like,
the
I
point-
couldn't
I
believe
think,
no one.
I think maybe because Liverpool won it, or maybe because it's Woodburn and it's just a young lad.
No,
and
but I mean,
turned, but
What
he
happened?
cut through a player. I was sitting like we were in the WhatsApp together. I was going nuts. Like that is a penalty.
It definitely was.
It's maybe it's
In
so
fact,
maybe it's so
I-
silly of a challenge that it just doesn't get given.
I simply forgot about it as well. But when it worked out, it was a risk I think that Klopp made, but I think it worked out great. And Phil and first goal was great. I loved first goal.
Firmino's goal was just terrific. And
The Wijnaldum assist was good
there was
too.
another thing they did. One, there's two things that I love about this. One is the player has been booked the most times for taking his shirt off. So
in the last 3 seasons.
yeah, for
is Roberto
excessive
Firmino.
celebration in all of Europe, and also that when he took his jersey off and threw it on the ground, it landed perfectly, just down the ground, just flat.
Oh, I didn't notice that
It
either.
was just wonderful.
Well,
He irons
it was-
his
it was
shirt.
a really big
I
win
like
for
people
Liverpool.
showing passion.
His
but-
dentist irons his
I like people showing
jersey.
passion, but if he keeps doing it, he's going to get suspended.
That's fine.
I think he
So,
knows
like-
when and when not to do it.
Well,
though.
he's probably on 4 yellow cards, say at least. Wouldn't he be?
And Coutinho became the highest scoring Brazilian player in the history of the Premier League.
It's just
which I
mental,
think says
isn't it?
more about the terrible Brazilian
I
players
was
who
just
play
going
in
to...
the
Like,
Premier
if you look
League.
at it, like, Janino was good.
That
You're
was
looking
all.
at, like, Afonso Alves, Joe,
Don't mention Joe.
Cleberson.
There's no need to mention Joe.
But Joe had a good season.
Rubinho had one good
Fabinho,
season.
good one.
Rubinho's on the list. Baptista.
Julio Baptista.
Do you think Oscar could have got it if he'd stayed a couple
No.
more
I think
seasons?
Oscar's third on the list.
Okay.
William, Luis,
Like, yeah, like,
Fernandinho.
like all the decent players are actually all defensive-minded players, believe it or not. William is all right.
It's actually incredible.
Like, if you look at around, like, there's no good... Rochenbach, another one. Like, there's no great attacking players ever gone in. So,
Anything you want to say about Stoke?
they're on the beach second half.
They're safe.
They're actually... I thought first half they were... they did okay. But second half, once you kind of had to go with them, they kind of crumbled.
Charlie
and
Adam
were
was
kinda
one of my favourite things in football. You don't see it a lot. A player that was,
having a corner with his knee.
no, the player that was subbed on and subbed off in the same game.
It's beautiful.
It's rare, but
It's one of the
it's
greats.
most deserving.
It's one of the best things.
And I
to,
like when Shaqiri's just one of those players. He just does a bit of magic here and there. You're like, yeah, he's not bad.
Do you think that he's...
every time he whips a cross in, though, I was shitting myself because he has
He's got
so much
that
power.
left peg.
Yeah, mini Robin. Let's move on to Chelsea and Bournemouth. Another win for Chelsea. They will win the league, of course.
This is just this match. This was on. I was down enjoying the sun in a beer garden down the orchard, and I watched this match. It was just the first two goals. The Bournemouth goal and the Chelsea goal was just like one of those like Spurs had, like we get Spurs. If Spurs had a good win, you're like, maybe there might be a title race here.
Yeah, it's so close.
And then that Costa goal goes in at like just off. It was I think it was given as an own goal, but it's just like, it's just absolutely like, no, Chelsea are going to win the league. It's just, this is the sort of thing. And when your left back is scoring or your left-sided centre back is scoring, that free
Alonso
kick,
scored like 8 goals this season. He's great.
The team is wonderful.
He's really good. By the way.
Yeah, well, to be fair...
They do need a few signings if they're going to do things in the Champions League.
No,
and
they
that's
need-
if Conte stays.
they
Isn't
need-
he linked with...
No, Conte's not going to go there.
Well, he's linked with not going back to Italy, isn't he? And he has said that his family aren't exactly...
No, I
so he
think
could
he'll-
easily do the double this year and just go, look, I'm eggs.
That would be incredible.
Well,
do,
even
do
if-
what Rafa
if-
did.
If
Be
he
terrible
did that though,
for
regardless, Chelsea still need about 7 players if they're in the Champions League.
7.
That's a
You
bit
look
high.
at their bench. It's not
7
all great.
though.
It's not all great. Look at their bench. Like, they've got a lot of kids there who barely any experience.
Yeah, but don't they have like 47 players on loan?
Douglas. Yeah, but they don't play them though. Like, they've got one of the best young centre forwards in England, and in what's his name, Abraham. He plays for Bristol City and he's banging in goals this year in the Championship. And like, I honestly think that he's going to get a shot at Chelsea. No, I really don't. I think he'll go to like...
Did Ramos take that free kick?
Yeah. Like, you look at it in terms of that way. There's so many players like that. There's man on loan the other day. I couldn't believe he's actually on loan from Chelsea. And
Chelsea have 25 people on loan or
no,
something.
they've got like 40 something.
Yeah, it's
No,
quite high.
there's a guy playing the other night, and I can't remember who it was, but he's actually on loan from Chelsea, and I couldn't believe he was. He's actually a real player, and I can't remember what fucking
He's
game was I watching.
legitimately not a made of PES player.
Not Orange is 64. Don't worry, this guy was real. But no, like, they're not going to do
Lucian
that.
Bonnet.
So they feel like they need like 1 or 2 more centre halves. They need another midfielder to help the 2 lads midfield. They need backup to Costa. They need another attacking midfielder.
Yeah.
They need 2 wing backs because Alonso and Moses won't be able to go the full season. Ivanovic left, never replaced him. I know he was finishing it, but they need to replace these guys. And then under Abramovich, they will want to be at least in the quarter-final stage of this competition
Dan, I'm
next
just
year.
saying, out of
So
all...
that's another, and then you've got the 2 cups.
Dan, 7 players is so excessive.
I'd say 4 good players, that'd be fine.
Well, yeah, but you get 4 really good players, and then you get 2 average players. Like, to be fair, Alonso was bought as a squad player. Victor Moses was a squad player, and they stepped up. Under good coaching and good management,
Yeah.
it does
But, like,
work,
Pedro,
and a good structure. Players
Quadrado was
do.
like man of the match yesterday, and he's on a 3-year loan.
that's absolutely
He's a
fact.
3-year loan. But can they recall him? Will he want to go back? Probably not.
No,
I don't think he
no,
will.
and no.
Well, just like the way they do business, I think they'll be fine. I don't think a team has ever signed 7. Like,
We did.
Well,
We signed 7 players 2 seasons ago.
I'm just saying though,
The
that
Markovic year.
they don't have Champions League football this year. That is absolutely huge. And also, they haven't had any injuries this season, Chelsea.
They've been so blessed.
You look at it in terms of the fitness levels or whatever they're doing in training, correct diets, physical.
Luck, Dan, is a lot of
luck.
as well.
Yeah, absolutely, a lot of luck. But you look at it, they haven't had any injuries.
It's amazing.
So if you had, say this season, they were playing again next year with the same group of players, if they had 3 injuries, say Kante was out, Costa and Pedro.
Willian even.
Right, even Willian. And you have this mental squad, and even if they had 3 players in, and then they got Real Madrid next week in the Champions League quarter-final. That's a big chunk. Like, they still need to, and they will strengthen. And I don't think it's outrageous to say 6 or 7 players. 3 or 4 really good ones, maybe 2 people who can come straight in, and then go from there.
Hazard's coming into form. His goal was absolutely lovely, and he was great midweek as well. So,
do you think he'll be the? Do you think
a Bayern Munich player does that every single?
Yeah, they can hack it.
Hazard will be the? Is he getting to that Ronaldo, Messi stage? Think he will be there? Him and
No.
Neymar,
I
maybe.
don't think so. I
No.
think he needs to be more
Who
consistent.
do you think will be up there with Neymar now?
Like, who's the next guy to be like Neymar good?
Well, Neymar will be.
Neymar got booked the other day for showing off his Nike boots. He changed his boots twice in the match. I think in Neymar's first season at Barca, he could have moved to that level, but at the minute, I think he's very much he's a very flash player.
Do you not think that when we saw him, he's got so much ability?
Oh,
When we saw him
I've no doubt
in
that he has
Close,
ability. I just think he's absolutely flash at the minute.
Do you not think though he'll move into a central role when Messi goes?
Where's Messi? Messi's not that old. He's going to be there another while. Messi.
Well, you know they've got
Messi
their.
might move centre, but no, he has the ability. I just think at the minute he's full on Nike boy.
So if you go,
change his boots
if you go 3-4 years time, who will be the best player in the world?
Griezmann probably. How old is
Griezmann's
Griezmann?
27.
Yeah, 30-year-old Griezmann, I believe. I honestly don't know. It's
It's a tough one. I wouldn't.
Yeah.
I think it's set up to be Neymar. If that makes sense.
Real,
it's set up to be.
Real Madrid, Sadio Mane.
Sadio Mane is 26.
Who was it who said Sadio Mane for Player of the Year, by the way, in the Sky Sports Bundles thing?
Henry.
What's wrong with Sadio Mane? He got Liverpool.
I wouldn't
he
give him
got Liverpool
player
the number 1 spot, and then he went away, and then they weren't, and then they came back, and he pushed the top 4. He's been an incredible signing.
Point by
It's
John,
it's Kante, Ibra, or Mane. They're my 3. Maybe Ali and Kane, but
I wouldn't have given it to
they
No,
improved?
Mane's been brilliant, but I wouldn't.
I'm not saying he's my first choice. I'm just saying to write him.
You
off,
can imagine
saying-
Henry looking at Mane and liking him a lot.
He's fast.
He's fast. Okay, West Ham. We run through these pretty quick, guys. West Ham edging out Swansea 1-0 at home is very big for them to get
It's a
the
massive. Do you see the celebration when Byron made the most simplest challenge for Sigurdsson and the entire
That's 65,000 people. Like, it was mad.
win. Yeah.
Like
It was a
good
big-
to see
they were
Sam
hot.
Byron playing.
Bilic had got the vote for confidence off the board, which means
I think he might be gone this summer. I don't think that's right. though.
I
I'd
definitely
keep
felt that he'd be going this summer.
him. I'd keep him.
Southampton, as John said, kind of making their own little island to themselves by beating West Brom.
West Brom are on the beach. I know
They're on that island.
They were actually on the island while Southampton were
They'll
only purchasing said
beat
island.
Liverpool this weekend.
They're
I think-
having a
I
pina
think
colada.
I have a terrible
Feel
feeling about Liverpool
Yeah,
and West Brom.
I
We'll get to that.
think they got another good
You're
point. Did they
away
play-
to West Brom, aren't you?
Yeah,
Correct.
didn't they play someone recently and get a big few points off them? Arsenal, was it?
West Brom?
Yeah.
They beat them 3-1 and dominated them from set pieces. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it sounds like what they'll do to you.
Could just be bad, exactly. It could just be bad Arsenal. I think Pulis is
Well,
on
no,
the beach.
Arsenal were bad Arsenal.
Yeah. Well, Pulis has an awful record once he gets to 40 points, so I think they're on the beach, but maybe they'll show up for Liverpool.
I will say, though, I expect Dawson to score a header against you, or Macaulay.
Middlesbrough and Burnley in worst game all time of my life.
This match is actually pretty important and it was still on last.
I
match of the
couldn't
day, to
believe
say about
that
it.
I didn't put a bet on that being 0-0 because I put on the I do a Super 6 every week, and I was
Super 6 is free to play, is it?
free to play, and if
Ah,
you
why
win
wouldn't
it,
you?
you get 250
What's the
grand.
closest you've ever come on a Super 6?
I got 3 right, and I got all results correct. No, as in like say
Winners.
Burnley, winners and losers
Yeah.
and draws, and I got 3 results correct.
Wow.
So it wasn't too bad.
Awesome.
But yeah, I couldn't believe I didn't show like 50 quid not being 0-0. Like what was it? Like what odds was that being 0-0? I knew it would be, and you can check my Twitter as well. It was the most
I can't.
obvious.
I've blocked you.
good.
City
We're saying
and
call them scum.
Exactly.
You're the anonymous blocker.
Anonymous. City and Hull 3-0 to City.
Hull were unlucky here. They were sort of holding on against City. City are just scored the first goal as an own goal, and they just kind of went through it and beat them fairly.
So do you think Hull or Swansea to stay up?
Hull.
Hull's home record is better, but I still think Swansea probably have a better team. But again, I was very upset with Swansea though not having a go at West Ham. Really, they just seem to kind of plod
Tried,
through.
but I think it
they
was
kinda
two.
just-
I think it was 2 matches in a week. That
They
really.
just kind of plodded through the match, and it was just like, you know, I think when Llorente doesn't score, they kind of.
I think that, and I think they had a tough match during the week against Spurs. Like they really had to try.
Oh,
to defend.
they were drained from that. That could be a killer in their season. Like.
Yeah, I think that really killed them.
John wants to bring Dan up on the point after we talk about 4-0
Well,
Spurs and
we had a long
Watford.
show. Our last show was a very long Spurs show, and I think since then Harry Kane got injured, and we were all like, "Where will they be?" And Ali has been absolutely world class. Like,
Absolutely.
the
You
stats-
wouldn't. You ha-
that's
they haven't
proven
missed
that he's
Kane.
probably. That's proven that he's probably the goals and assists stats. He's the best English
Midfielder
player
in
to ever
the-
come
in the-
through, and I just think that Dan's idea that he scores the 4th goal and bit of flash in the pan. What I say about Lukaku, he scores 2 goals against the minnow teams and nothing in the big teams.
I really enjoy that. That's all. Dan, it is fair to say that Dele Alli has not only stayed consistent but really stepped up since Kane's injury.
Well, I never doubted him for goals and assists. I said that he's a very good goal
Goalsman.
scoring midfielder, and his timing into the box is very good, and he's a good finisher. I think
So he's
In
good at football then, really.
he's a very good finisher. Yeah, he's very good at that part of the game. I think overall he still has a lot to learn as a
Yeah.
midfielder. I don't think that's too harsh. I think if like the likes of Dembele behind him, Ericsson, they're actually running the game for him and helping him a lot.
Is
Yeah,
he
I know
not
he's still
is he
very
the
young.
real deal?
I don't know yet.
Or is he... Oh my
wait.
God.
How are Madrid not winning this game, by the way?
Neuer has made 4
In about 5
absolute
minutes.
worldies in the second half here.
We should just say well done to Brendan Rodgers and Celtic getting.
Getting
Did you
Brendan
see
Rodgers
him?
getting his
Did you
first
see him doing the 10 to the fans?
Oh, I just saw.
He did it to the fans, and then he said, "Oh, I was stretching my fingers."
What was he?
What's the
What was the
Because they're on,
significance of
they're,
10?
on, they're on 6 league titles in a row, and everyone's saying, "See, Rangers got to 9 in a row in the 90s, and Wim Janssen came in 97 and won the league with Celtic that year, and stopped at 9." So Rodgers then went to the crowd and put the 10 up, and he was like, "I was stretching my fingers."
I was like, I'll stay here for another 4
Did you hear
seasons.
the
and a
story?
4-year contract as well now to do it.
And you,
Fuck
So
me.
like,
and you heard the story as well, did you? The story about him sitting in traffic and this bloke in a blue T-shirt came over, and Roger's like, "Oh, I could be in trouble here." And he just goes, "I'm glad you're here. You're a good change. You're a bit of fresh air into the league." Didn't happen.
When he said, did he say that he was explicitly wearing a Rangers jersey, or did this guy just happen to be wearing a blue shirt?
He did say it's a blue shirt, so I
Yeah,
think he was
yeah.
hinting at it.
Yeah, he's hinting.
Also, Colo Torre could become the first ever player to go
He's breaking
undefeated
all
in
these stats.
2 seasons.
but- oh, what a man!
It'd be wonderful. Like
there is
yeah,
no need to be upset.
it would have to be
There's
the
no
greatest
need.
centre back of all time. Like you just can't.
He is.
You can't
He's
deny
not
the
even
stats.
playing for. He's on their subs bench.
He's still.
Sviatchenko
He
and
was-
Simonovic is playing ahead of him.
He was start like at the start of the season. He was.
He
Definitely.
played a bit at the start. Okay,
did
well,
at the start, yeah.
nothing really mouth-watering from this weekend coming up except for United Chelsea on Sunday at 4. Would you agree? Nothing else really stands out to me anyway. Southampton and City would be really interesting if Southampton were able to take points off City. As we
Southampton can really take points off anyone. I think Southampton are very much on the beach. I don't think they're. I
uh,
think they've had a poor
West
season.
Liverpool, I could see slipping up to West Brom. That'd be huge.
Palace Leicester would be all right. There's a goal.
A goal, Ronaldo.
Hey.
It's coming, to be fair.
Score 2 to the bad guys.
All right, awards time, I suppose. So your spoofer or your hero of the week, Dan.
I suppose the Dortmund fans are great. So
You've nicked mine. That's great.
well, I'm allowed to have it as well.
I told you in advance, Dan.
I said it as well before the show started.
John, hero of the week. Well, Dan, me and Dan will say it together, I suppose. Obviously, the whole idea of letting Monaco fans stay in their gaff so they would be able to watch the match today is huge.
Just comparing that to the Leicester fans are over at the moment in Madrid, like, you know, chanting World War II songs, chanting Gibraltar is ours, and
Songs about Germany, and I don't believe England and Germany were on the same side
sorry,
in that respect.
yeah.
It's quite amazing, isn't it?
But you know what I mean, though. Like these fans go over there, and then the Dortmund fans actually just been sound
Fuck
and
me.
normal people, like, you know, all these scouts going across, like, you know.
No. The Scouts are getting no trouble there.
No, not the scouts.
Oh, sorry, who were you saying?
I just said scrouse.
Scrouse.
I don't know what the hell they are, but you know.
Tomato. John, your hero of the week?
I don't know if it's of the week of
life?
maybe all time, but I said I bring this up. Mosley AFC, the football team from
We know them well.
we all know them now. They've come from the show a few times.
Actually, John, what's the name of that?
I told
That American football team, real quick. Sorry, could across you.
Portland Timbers.
And they've got
Joey.
they've got this guy, right?
Timber Joey.
He cuts wood when they
Timber
score.
Timber Joey.
Is that him? Yeah.
Portland Timbers, yeah.
All right, sorry, go
We've
on.
mentioned him loads of times.
Anyway,
Go on.
this is on a similar mascot sort of thing.
I see.
Been every week for a year and yeah.
The English mascot, they're known Marvin the LED lamp.
Oh, Marvin.
I've seen this.
Marvin, he looks wonderful. He's a full-on LED lamp. It's
That's amazing.
so I'm all for this. So
Send us a picture of him for obvious reasons,
he'll
if
go
you
in the
can.
background of the show.
Got
So
back.
he is my hero of the week, I guess.
More so than the Bayern Munich fans,
No,
or the police, or the paramedics who helped out
Bartra.
Bartra.
No, that's people did their job. Congrats them.
Fuck. Okay, your spoofer of the week.
John Delaney.
Oh, because of the women's national
Just,
team.
Like,
He got
the man gets a pay rise of 100 grand from UEFA.
He got a
The
promotion.
same day.
He got a promotion
Yeah, he's still earning another 100. It's just like
in
this.
in a vote of 56 people. He got 48 votes. He's
I just love how these votes are going through. Like for these people, it's just
It is an absolute disgrace. They have to
Like,
share tracksuits.
they had to share a tracksuit with the 15-year-old boys team. They had to change in like public jacks. They like had no. Obviously, a lot of the players, bar like say Stephanie
well.
Roach, one or two.
The public jacks was them giving back the tracksuits. It wasn't like they had to arrive in the airport and then change there. It wasn't
That's
like you're not going to get your own dressing room in the airport.
why are they getting changed in the airport?
They have to give back the tracksuits. I agree with the tracksuits point. I'm just pointing out that thing.
Well, they shouldn't
They
be.
shouldn't
They
be
shouldn't
doing it
have
in the first
to
place.
get dressed in a public.
I completely agree, and they got what they
But like it's just,
wanted, and they won this. They won the match.
Are they getting hotels with Wi-Fi?
Doesn't it?
Did you hear
Hotel
Noel
have Wi-Fi
King
now?
on the
What kind of hotels were they in?
They were saying like they had to like we're looking after their accommodation. They wouldn't get anywhere near the accommodation that the men would get.
They were getting reshot.
they were
saying
getting
Motel 6.
shoddy accommodation. They were getting
sharing rooms and stuff like that, which isn't really appropriate when you're an
Yeah,
athlete
yeah.
from a match the next day.
Okay, so they were sharing rooms together and stuff like that in really bad places.
There's another goal.
What kind of relief have? Oh my god! What kind of relief have they got anyway? What was
It
given to
hasn't,
them?
hasn't really come
We
out.
haven't
as
got
I
it, but
said.
they said they're happy with it. But like a lot of them said aren't professional, so they're paying for their own. They're like they'd be taking days off work to go, and they weren't getting any compensation.
That's very
from-
true. Yeah.
It's just typical. It's typical John Delaney FAI sweep under the carpet crap that like just help them out, just be sound, just
Yeah.
don't be a prick.
Well, we did
And it's-
mention this kind of a
You know,
little bit earlier on. It is terrible. John Delaney really has taken the cake as your all-time, all your life.
but he's
Spoofer.
he's really trying to ruin and degrade so many things. Like unless it's going to the international team, he doesn't. The FA just don't want to help or hear about it. And like, I can only imagine like all the other underage teams, grassroots, and like special needs teams, stuff like that. Like, do you think they get any access to that? No.
Yeah, it's very, very
Do
true.
you know what I mean? Like,
100%.
it doesn't matter what.
Well, I
if
think
you're representing your country at any level, you should have as much respect and professionalism as the next team.
Well,
And I think that's fair.
Well, I think there's an argument to be had about it, and I think the show's gone on long enough that I'm not going to have it.
An argument to be had about.
There's just certain how football works. I think.
That the money should stay at the top.
It's a business. No, not at all. I just think there's a business sort of thing about it. I'm not going to have it now.
I know.
So
I
I'm gonna-
understand. Look, I know that obviously whoever gets the most profitable has to probably get the most attention. But it's in terms of just general basic rights.
No, I
and
agree. They
everything like
weren't.
that.
They weren't like what they were getting was an absolute. It was
They were
horrible.
getting shafted. Like.
And yeah, and they got it and all that sort of stuff. But
We hope. We'll see.
But even
well,
the
they
game
said
was
it.
at
They
2
came
o'clock on a Monday.
Yeah.
The game to watch. Like, who's going to go to that? It was opposite my work.
Yeah.
Opposite it. 2 o'clock on a
A
Monday.
lot of them would have to actually get off work to that game.
Like, I just.
They're not getting any opportunity.
No.
the FAI don't book these matches.
I'm sure they do. I'm sure they have a big hand on it.
They'd have to
Absolutely.
book these
No,
matches.
they've got some. Like,
If it's
but
under their jurisdiction, John. Like
Yeah,
nobody,
no, but
like if
it's-
half the people have to take off work, they're not going.
There's a goal.
As is Monday
Oh,
2
my
o'clock okay for everybody? See you there for the kickabout. Of course, the FAI organise
There's
these
a goal.
It's
matches.
outside.
Side. Doesn't count.
You're a spoofer, John.
Just David Moyes and Arsene Wenger are just embarrassing. They're just embarrassing at this point.
Did Carragher get too much heat for calling Arsenal cowards on Monday Night Football?
No, I think
No?
most people agree with them at this point. I think Arsenal got to a certain point, and I think it was a few weeks ago, but that like Palace are not a good team.
I think
They made them look like a great team. And Walcott's
comments were
prepared
just-
statement of, it's the second time he's done it. It's like
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
the first time was when he had a child, and it's like, well, we put the effort in, and she put in a good go.
Kid's going to give it 100% walking.
The kid gave a 100% effort coming out of
industry with a Fisher Price phone.
coming out of that birth canal there, and this is some
We're going to crack on now.
crack on there, and we're going to keep going. And
like
I got my espresso machine, so wonderful day
for what
the
he
entire
for what he
family.
said that like apologize to fans and all that shit. It's like even when you notice, like I was actually looking around that day because I knew Czech was injured, Mertesacker on the bench, Koscielny wasn't playing, Cazorla was
Czech is
injured.
dreadful. Like
Like you would have gone through it. I was like, who's going to be captain? I'm like, is it going to be Walcott? It was. It's like Walcott as your captain.
didn't
Okay.
the thing that
Gentlemen.
summed up Arsenal perfectly is they got a fine the other day for coming out without a captain.
Excuse me?
Yeah, against Man City they got fined because they didn't elect a captain. They came out and Wenger didn't elect anyone as a captain.
Did he not know about this rule, or
Well,
how did he explain
it
all
is.
this?
Well, like I think it's just a rule in terms of if the referee has to talk to someone, but they
No, I'm not saying it shouldn't be a rule, but like, was Arsenal just like unaware of the rule?
I think the whole club were, and then they just said, "Oh no, Theo Walcott was our elected captain of the pitch." I don't think he was wearing the armband though. I think Koscielny just didn't give it to anyone. I think he just went off injured over.
Now, we're running long here over an hour, so we'll keep this brief. Goal of the week, Dan. I'll come back to you, John.
Actually, no, I
Firmino's.
like that was good. I
Okay.
liked Dybala's
Second
as well last
Yeah,
night.
okay. Dybala's second was awesome. Awesome angle. Just didn't look like it was going to be a
Curled
goal.
around PK.
So good. I'll have to go with first just because it was very important to that game, and it was just a weird goal. It was taken in a way which you wouldn't usually see in a one-on-one situation.
It's a very sort of just hit it first time. You don't usually play.
It was almost a risky technique to take when you're in a one-on-one, but if you pull it off, you're guaranteed. So that was pretty cool. Okay, we will have do we have a teaser? Any memory of
It was
teasers?
Dan's go because.
Oh, very good. It was Dan's
he
go.
won the Michael Owen quiz.
Yeah. All right, Dan.
After one guess, so it should be a bloody good tease.
Dan, we'll come back to you. Think of the teaser there while I do the fantasy. Me and Noel have dropped out. In 15th we have Reg. In 14th Raj. In 13th Tommy. 12th Becky. 11th Rob. 10 Regis. 9 Dan.
Oh, I'm having a nightmare here.
Ronan in 8th, Dave Nolte in 7th, Darren Hillard in 6th, Shane Lahart in 5th, James Byrne in 4th. John, you're making allusions to the fact that Spurs were killing your team.
Yeah, I was doing well. I was like second. I think Steve is like 600 points ahead at this point. He's had Spurs all season, and he's just been wiping the floor.
He's about 60 points ahead of you only.
Yeah, I had Ali, but he is like. I think he's somehow found a glitch in the matrix and got 6 Spurs players into his team. And
That old trick.
Yeah.
So you're on third. Kenny is in second, and Stephen Vincent riding high in first. Dan, a teaser to end the show, please.
Okay, I'm going to do one because I did a quiz in this last night, so I'm not making it up myself.
it's not the
so-
last 5 managers.
It is,
for
it's gonna be one of them.
All 20 Premier League.
No, it's not all 20 teams, no.
Just the 100.
So the last 5 managers.
It wouldn't be 100 though, would it, John? Because like somebody would have done spells in different
Yeah,
places.
like
Well, yeah,
Pearson
it's not
did
really
2,
100, but-
Pulis did 2.
It's 100 managers.
Big
100
Sammy Ali.
It's 100 appointments.
Yes, of course. Anyway, go on.
So the last 5 managers of Middlesbrough in the Premier League. That'd be fun.
Just look.
Steve McLaren.
Yeah, that's one.
That's all.
He got sacked last month. By the way, why did they sack him? What a ridiculous idea that was.
I can't remember his name. He's
Okay, John wins the teaser. He's going to be giving it to us next.
Wow. Guys, that was like, I'm not doing a teaser ever again.
You could have done City. That's interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll do everyone.
No, it's too late now.
I'll give
And
you
the
the
show's gone
last
too long.
5 Spurs ones.
Last 5 Spurs. So
Spurs.
we've got AVB.
Yeah,
Poch.
yeah,
We've got Poch. We've
Sherwood.
yeah.
got
Redknapp.
Kane. Sorry, I mean Redknapp.
Kane. Yeah, Redknapp. And
Redknapp.
we've one more.
Pre-Redknapp.
Spanish. Managed Seville. Managed Real Madrid a year.
Oh,
that year.
Ramos.
Yes, well done. John
wins. If you
John
enjoyed the show,
wins again.
please check us out on
And him.
Facebook /ITK Soccer Show or at ITK Soccer Show on Twitter. The show is free, of course, so spread the word and share it with people that you know like free 1 hour football podcast. We'll be back next week, and until then, have a great old time.